Have a quick Q&A, 5 minutes. If anyone has a question, open question to start right now. I've got a question. Some of our people, with the hatred going on, with the reform and the rest of them, they're saying that the end result is that we will leave the country. Is that a solution?
No, actually, because leaving the country is not a solution. As far as I know, reform is not as dangerous as some of the Muslim governments. As far as I know, Muslim governments are more dangerous. So rather than leaving the country out of fright for reform, why don't we reform ourselves? We should reform. Never mind reform, let's reform ourselves, reform our communities, instruct our youth, leave this drug dealing, leave this zina, leave all the bad traits that we have gathered, and go back to our deen as we should go back to our deen.
MashaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I have a question. So the youngsters, their ideals is to become a gangster, or they try to become like a kuffar, like how they try to do this drug dealing. So my question is, how can we deal with these kind of Muslims? How can we like properly treat them so that they can go back to their deen?
The first way is by ourselves being upright. So, sometimes I say, sometimes preaching doesn't have an effect. Why doesn't it have an effect? Because perhaps sometimes some preachers are eating haram themselves. So when they eat haram themselves, what effect will our preaching do? And secondly, when we act upon what we preach, then our preaching will have an effect. So let's act upon it ourselves, then our preaching will have an effect.
Subhanallah, MashaAllah. Both of them.
Anybody else? Yeah, go on.
Great talk by you, and with reference to the topic, how to deal with hate against Muslims.
Obviously, over the years, it's getting worse, and the elders amongst us remember that there never used to be so much hate, and sometimes we should only self-examine ourselves as Muslim. For example, when for example, football clubs began to get bought, then a lot of this got worse, and because over time, even though more, you mentioned trade and you referred to trade at the time of the Prophet, that in England it's more, as trade has increased, Islamophobia has as well. So, every cloud has a silver lining, and we can only, dua and pray that, the situation that our Ummah improves.
Just one announcement, inshallah, our Milad program is on the 22nd, and the next like-minded group program will be on the 13th of September. Remember this date. Wow.
جزا الله عنا سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم ما هو أهله سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.